the vehicle up. And all these vehicles are standard as well, so the whole thing about Land Rover Experience is to demonstrate how good the standard vehicle is. So they're not on special wheels and tyres or anything else, it's just,
so it's just
as you come back from the dealer, really, yeah. Well, apart from, we sometimes fit like an underride protection plate on underneath the front of the vehicle, which is just a Land Rover accessory, which, standard Land Rover accessory, but apart from that, it's, they're all standard spec. This is the steepest slope we've got here. If you watch this Range Rover go down now, that's a true like 1-in-1 slope. And if you draw 45 degrees on a piece of paper, it doesn't look that steep. But when you'd be hard pressed to walk up this slope.
Oh my God! I didn't think it dropped that quick.
That's where hill descent control comes in handy. Because I'll explain how we set it. We're in low range at the moment. Put it into rock crawl because you've got different modes across the top here. That's terrain response, and then when we go over, we'll be in first gear, low range, make sure hill descent control's on, and then when it starts sliding, which it will because you'll run out of traction, like now he's holding it on the brake, but then it starts sliding. So foot off the brake, let hill descent control come in.
Brilliant. Oh my God, it's like a roller coaster.
So first gear, low range, hill descent control, and I'll hold it on my brakes as much as I can.
Really?
Oh my God.
And then we'll start sliding.
That is mad.
Now, so off the brakes, let hill descent control come in, and you can still steer.
Oh yes.
Oh my God. It's like a roller coaster.
Like Alton Towers, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God. That is amazing. It's the best bit. Good.
Yeah, that bit was pretty good. I like that bit.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Too right, it did.
The only problem is out the windscreen, you never quite get all the angles, do you?
No,
It's
you
just
don't,
like
no.
filming straight on. But considering we're in the middle of a major factory, we've got some good areas to do the demonstrations. There's not many companies that do that, to be honest. Lots of companies got different test tracks outside and things, but it's actually in the middle of almost in the middle of the factory doing it. It's good facility. Yeah. Well, on Range Rover now you get like a panoramic roof as well, so it's massive screen as well. This is called the Swamp.
Oh my God.
So this is, I mean, this vehicle weighs to about 700 mil, so it would go a bit deeper than this.
Honestly?
But yeah. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. Fantastic vehicle, really.
Oh, brilliant. I love Discoveries anyway, so
I'll have one. Yeah. Especially when you can do this with them.
Wow, look at that.
So we'll stop here for a driver change now if you want. No.
Okay, let's get out.
Carry on. I'll be on the top of the car.
Yeah. Well, each of the three areas have got kind of different terrain that the vehicle can go over. So in the jungle track, it always stays wet, very deep water. I mean, this dries out a little bit in the summertime, but the jungle track always stays wet.
It's the best time to come there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually, yeah. No,
It's
you're right.
raining.
Yeah. This area is more like concretey area, sort of man-made area where it just shows off the vehicle's suspension and traction control. And up on the land track, there's some bigger test hills and through the woods and things. So yes, it's good actually.
How the water, doesn't come in.
Yeah.
Or,
Oh yeah.
Or doesn't damage any underneath.
Yeah.
Or...
We call this the elephant's footprints.
Oh really?
So yeah, it looks like an elephant's gone up there before the concrete's dried.
Oh right.
But we on the left-hand side would be Defenders, Discoveries, Range Rovers. Right-hand side is Evoque and Freelander because they're like slightly shallower there.
Oh right.
So we're just going to aim for the potholes.
Oh, nice.
And rather than trying to miss it.
It's brilliant the way they've done it all.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got lots of viewing platforms as well if you want to come around and take photographs and things like that, yeah. But again, these vehicles, I mean, I'd like to say it was the fantastic expertise of the instructor here controlling all this, but okay, it's just the vehicle is so good. All I'm doing is just touching the throttle. That front wheel now, you see it in the mirror across here. So you see it's off the ground as we come across. That's how good the traction control system is. It doesn't allow it to spin. Just the brakes come on that wheel, send the drive across. It stays in control all the time.
Blimey. You'd have to definitely get one if you win the lottery.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
But these, I mean, you ask a lot of instructors, they'll tell you that the Discovery is their favourite vehicle. You know, because for the price, you get a lot of vehicle.
Yeah.
It's fantastic
It's
towing
just the quality,
capability.
isn't it, inside?
Yeah.
And
But we get a lot of people sitting in here if they're not sure of which vehicle it is. Is this a Range Rover? Because it is, you know, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Are you in T5 at the moment then, or what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah.
no, you don't like nights, do you?
Is that week about as well? Do you change every week? When you change the shift pattern? Or is it every month? Or how long would you stay
every
on one
week,
shift?
isn't it?
Every week?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the tipping bridge here, we saw it from the car. Blind bridge, and also we've got to leave the end of this bridge about 40 miles an hour because we're going to land where those two white marks are on the concrete
You've got to leave
thing down
40
there.
miles an hour.
That's what I tell the kids.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Sorry, I was going to say.
And then they say, really? Yeah, go on then, come on, let's go.
Oh, but they love it, though.
Yeah, they do. Get lots of screams coming from the back. When this upright gets level with our seat back, that's probably when it's going to tip. About now.
Excellent.
And now you can come off too slow off now, because if I go off too slow,
Yeah.
when that rear axle comes off the edge of the bridge, it wants to right itself again, so if you're not fast enough, it just clunks the back of the vehicle. So,
Oh, no.
yeah.
That is amazing. It is amazing. Totally amazing. You just look up in the air.
Side slopes could be really dodgy. I mean, if we slid now,
Yeah.
you're not going to slide very far because obviously the ground's just there. But if you're on a big long side slope and it's like wet grass, you could easily break the surface of the grass and then you're off to the
You
races then.
love your
So.
job, don't you?
It's good fun, yeah, yeah. Well, as I said, I took early retirement last year. My wife took early retirement as well. I get up in the morning now and she said, I thought you'd retired. I said, look, I'll just go back now for a
Oh,
bit
so
of
you
a play.
can do bits and pieces.
Well, I used to do a fair bit of this in my old job, like in engineering. We used to like test vehicles and that. But no, there's about 12, 15 Land Rover experience sites around the UK, all over the country. One up in Scotland, lovely one up in Scotland.
Oh, that's lovely.
Do you travel then?
Well, sometimes we go and help the other sites out. Normally, like we're based here, but when they've got big events on, different instructors will come around and help out. And then there's about 30 odd all around the world as well. So yeah, it's big business, really.
Yeah, I'll get one of these for the caravan.
Do you tow a caravan?
Yeah, 'cause we were
It
selling
was
the
an older
caravan.
one, but it pulled the caravan lovely.
Yeah.
But we were selling the caravan, but we can't sell it, so we've
Oh, right.
just got to change my car now to a car that can pull it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love one of these, though.
Yeah.
You drive one?
Only at work.
Oh, right.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't mind one. The only downside, I suppose, is the fuel economy, where
Yeah.
if you don't tow or if you don't go off-road, then it's kind of a bit of a luxury
Yeah,
that you're going to have to put a lot of fuel in.
true.
The other thing, if you got kids in the car, I always get them too, because you're balancing naked. Oh, we're just
Yeah.
going to go over there.
Hey!
But I get the kids to lean one way, and I go 1, 2, 3. They all lean the other way, and you just come off the brake pedal a little bit.
I think it's worse when you're going slower than it is on like
Yeah,
a
I
normal
like
ride.
yeah.
It's amazing how it'll go up here.
Yeah, just no drama as well.
It's just, it just,
know.
It
You look at it, you think it's a brick wall coming, don't you? And it's
just takes it
No
so
problem.
easy, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
coming down here, both feet on the floor. That's hill descent control.
So
So it's just
it's doing
braking
all
itself,
on
yeah.
its own.
That's how good hill descent control is. And it won't lock your wheels. It always allows you then to it's like an ABS stop, but it doesn't actually stop you. It just slows you down.
So if you do that, then you just take everything off
Yeah.
the pedals. Oh, okay.
Well, it's good. I don't know what it is now, but 15, 20% or something
I
off a
think it's
new
20,
one.
I think it's about
Yeah.
20%, yeah.
20%.
Yeah, that's worth considering.
How
I
much
think,
is one of these
well, I
now?
think somebody said they inquired, and I think if they put down 6 grand,
Yeah.
it was about
Oh, yeah,
400.
you've got a hefty
It's about
deposit.
£400 a month, which
Right.
isn't too bad really
Yeah,
for one of these.
Yeah.
This is not the one he said about bringing a stick bag, no?
No.
No.
Oh, that might be the F types up on the car park.
Oh,
Well, you've got a road route as well on the XFs, and then when you come back from that, I think there's like a dynamic course where you get a ride in an F type, which is
Oh, so there's another different, some other two
there's
cars
two
as well?
two other So this is just a bit of a demo around here, just because we're working out of this base as well. Then there's the drive on road Jaguar XFs, and then the F type, the sports car ones. That's up on the car park on the way to the top gate.
Oh, look, digging a hole for you.
Yeah. Because you have to maintain these tracks as well, because we're out every day.
Ah,
And
Really loves his job.
yeah, you can go very
what
fast.
do you do for a job? I dig holes for Land Rover.
That's right. Always sometimes says, how the hell did you park that Range Rover on that group of rocks over there?
I take it they put a crate.
That's a very good question.
Well, we put some like ramps down the bottom of those rocks on
Yeah.
the car park. There's some ramps that come up, so you drive up the ramps, put it on the rocks, then you take the ramps away.
So it's quite
It's
deceiving.
a bit more
then, isn't
dramatic than it actually is, actually.
Yeah. It's good though.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the
Good
effect,
advert.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. We put a new rock crawl area because we're always trying to look for different ways and different routes you can put in. And when you drive out towards Damson Lane at the top gate, if you look over on the right hand side, you'll see like a new rock crawl area that goes up the side of the bank now, which is not quite open yet. That's going to be good. Yeah, if you go through a ditch like this,
Yeah.
you never really want to go straight on 90 degrees. You always want to try and go across at an angle. So if we try and stay, well, we'll just stay in between these two dotted white lines. That bumper now is so close to that concrete bank. You really want to just keep it nice and
Have you
slow.
ever like sort of
Well, if you go nice and slow, the problem comes if you try and do it too quick.
Right.
Just let the back end come through, and then just let the traction control system like then. That's not scraping. That's just the traction control system. Yeah.
Oh right.
Then gently out. Then you're protecting the body, and you're still not slipping around. There's plenty of traction as well, so no problem.
One bit of wood.
Yeah. This place is so busy now that the plans are to knock this centre down and then build a new one up by Car Dispatch. In fact, they're planning to move Car Dispatch, aren't they, over the other side of the road, the planning permission?